EJ Spark here with part 6 of my ridiculously awesome CD collection. If you are still here for part 6 of this series, first off, thank you so much for coming back. Second, if you're not subscribed and you're here for part 6, smash that subscribe button. Part 6 means we've gone over 60 to 70 CDs so far in this, so if you haven't seen the first 5, if you're interested, you could go back and watch them after this video. So today, first off, I'm gonna start off with the Ohio boys. I'm gonna start off with Machine Gun Kelly. Lace Up, his first debut studio album. Love it so much, dude. That is a very young Machine Gun Kelly. And as you all know, I'm from Northeast Ohio, so these artists from Northeast Ohio, it just all means so much to me because it's just really, really inspiring to see people come out of the area and actually make it big. You know, that's what I'm hoping for. I'm pretty sure every music artist is hoping for that, but this album was just amazing. I remember going to a Best Buy in Northeast Ohio, and he was signing these, but the thing was, you had to buy a ticket to get a signature on this album. I wasn't even there to buy a ticket or to get his signature. I literally just wanted to see him in person. Mind you, this is like 2012, I do believe, and MGK, obviously, old school. I'm pretty sure those are the lyrics. Yep, he's literally got all the lyrics. Super old school, just very talented. He's blown up so much in the past couple years with his Tickets to My Downfall album, everything like that. Just his style, dating Megan Fox. But I just think he's been so underrated as a hip-hop artist because this album was so good. I really love the inside of this. I love it anytime when someone has lyrics on the inside of their CDs because it reminds me of old school rap. Next, MGK's sophomore album, which I've become very aware of that it's an extremely underrated album because every song on here is fire. The instrumentals are fire, the production, everything. And in my MGK ranking video, it seems like a lot of people have general admission in his bottom 3 albums, which is just absolute blasphemy. Dude, this album was legendary. I remember he was, I like this picture of the phonograph in the desert. That's really cool. But honestly, I think MGK was at his top lyrically, flow-wise. I mean, just everything. The whole composition of this album was damn near perfect. And that's not even me being biased or playing favoritism. This just objectively to me is by far his best rap album. So as I was talking, I turned this around and there's definitely some pictures in here that cannot be shown on the interwebs. So this picture looks like it can be shown. This photo shoot looks very cool, but I have to be careful. Okay, this one looks cool. MGK, what are we getting into? Okay, here looks like we got some credits. Are we good the rest of it? Are we good, Kels? Are we good? Okay, we're good. We're good the rest of this time. So he's got all the credits and stuff, and of course the thank you notes. So when he released this album, the day of release in Cleveland, if you went and bought this at certain stores and you were part of the first 1,000 people to buy this, you got a ticket to go see MGK for free after buying this at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And he performed, I literally think it was that night, at the Rock Hall. And I was able to get one of those tickets. I skipped class at college for it and just went straight downtown with a friend, and we saw him at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Just seeing a dude from Cleveland in the Rock Hall, which is in Cleveland, on stage doing his thing, it's just, I think it's one of the most inspiring things. So that's general admission. If you haven't checked this out, if you haven't had an open mind to it, open up your mind to this album because it's amazing. Next, another Ohio boy. We got Stalley with the Ohio album, which in my opinion, this is by far his best project. You could take all his mixtapes into account. You can take all of his albums into account, all of his EPs, everything he's done. He was on Maybach Music when he released this album, so I think that had a lot to do with it. He had the producers, the production on this album was top tier, the features on this album are top tier, and I'm struggling to get this out as always, but we got it. And I mean, this is just an old school album, bro. If you haven't checked this out, you gotta check this out, because Stalley, in my opinion, is extremely underrated. I've met Stalley a couple times. I've actually given him one of my demo tapes. Never called back, but that's okay. I met him at a concert downtown Cleveland. I met him at an EST Fest one summer. I mean, he's just a great guy. He is so nice. I had very humbling experiences with him both times I met him. Really puts on for the state. Love the guy a lot. He was very, very cool. Stalley, go check him out. He deserves a listen from everyone. Next, I have 2 Lupe Fiasco albums. The first one is Lasers, which I always liked. It had losers on there, and he crossed it out and put an A. This album was pretty good of Lupe. I feel like this is an album that was definitely had some mainstream tracks on it. The Show Goes On was on here. Words I Never Said, or not mainstream, just popular, I should say, right? Lasers, what does that stand for? Love always shines everything. Oh, love always shines every time. Remember to smile. I really like that, man. I think Lupe Fiasco's a really awesome person, really great lyricist, really great talent. I think he also gets overlooked. I think these few artists so far that I've done always has been a little overlooked and underrated. Oh, okay. So you got this this fold out here. This is a little note if you want to pause the video and read this, because this seems, oops, this is a nice little message that he has, but that's pretty much it on the fold out. He has the credits here with that one picture, but I like how Lupe writes these notes out. I think it's really cool to have an artist connect with the fan, with the listener, because, you know, you got to connect with your fan base. The second Lupe Fiasco album I have is this Food and Liquor 2, which is just black reflection you have. And I think it's to show that, like, it's to reflect it back at you. So, like, you're the album cover and everything. And I think, if my memory serves me correctly, that the inside is just black pages. I think this was called Food and Liquor 2, the Great American Rap Album. So I'm pretty sure this was like more of a self-reflection album, and that's why everything's like that. It's all just like that. And you look back at it, you reflect on yourself, and I guess it's up for interpretation. Next, I got a few solo efforts here. Meek Mill. It's the only Meek Mill album I have. Also signed to Maybach Music Group. If you didn't know, Stalley and Meek Mill were once label mates. This album right here, I know Meek Mill really blew up with Dream Chasers 2 mixtape. That's one of the most, it's either one of the most or the most downloaded mixtape of all time. But I'm pretty sure, was this his first studio album? I can't remember. Someone fact check me on that. But this folds out. It's pretty cool. I like it. You know, you all know I like simple things. This is a simple thing. You got the credits, you got one picture, you have a thank you note on the back, and then you have this like little mini 2 sides of Meek Mill, kind of like a light glowing side and then a darker demonic fire coming out of his eyeballs side. And what was on this album that was so good? I think this album was really good. Dreams and Nightmares, Young and Getting It featuring Kirko Bangs. Oh my gosh, does that song not take you back or what? But Dreams and Nightmares, I know Meek Mill has been somewhat controversial in recent news and past, but when did this album come out? 2012. This album's 9 years old. I am feeling very old as I go through these CDs because I just can't believe that this album is 9 years old. Next up to the plate, T.I. No Mercy. This is also the only T.I. album I own, but I think this was a great T.I. album. This was my favorite T.I. album also. Welcome to the World featuring Kanye and Kid Cudi, amazing song. Get Back Up with Chris Brown, amazing song. That's All She Wrote featuring Eminem, amazing. No Mercy featuring The Dream, great song. Poppin' Bottles with Drake, Castle Walls with Christina Aguilera. I mean, once again, going with the black, nothing wrong with that. I think, you know, just a black CD and cover kind of looks slick, in my opinion. Like I always say, it's simple, and sometimes less is more. Simple is better. But let's see what T.I.'s got on the inside. Very smooth. Always saw T.I. as very smooth, style. Very smooth style. Some photos, once again. What is this? Looks like, yep, hometown, Atlanta. Love it. Love, love, love. Love to see it. What do you all think of T.I.? Is T.I. an underrated rapper? Is he an overrated rapper? Is he perfectly rated? Because I think when it comes to T.I., he's always had one of the best flows and deliveries. He could really go on anything. You got all the thank yous. I loved reading the thank yous. Thank yous were just always so cool. Man, like, just to see these artists humble, grateful for everyone that they've ever worked with. I think it's really cool to see. Besides No Mercy, obviously, I think that Paper Trails album with Dead and Gone, Whatever You Like, Live This Life with Rihanna, like, that T.I. album was fantastic. And I think that came out in 2008. So I don't know if that album's just nostalgic, but let me know, what album do you think is better, this No Mercy album or that Paper Trails album? I know T.I. experimented with singing on that Paper Trails album, so I don't know if the old school hip-hop heads are gonna like the No Mercy better, but I think they're both fire. And last but not least, as always, I like to go into a different genre at the end of the video. I have Kelly Clarkson, her Breakaway album. I remember getting this. How old is this one? 2004. This album is from 2004, 17 years ago. This is definitely, I was 9. This is one of the first albums I've ever gotten. I remember Kelly Clarkson winning American Idol, and this album was just so cool. Since You've Been Gone, Breakaway, I think Behind These Hazel Eyes was on here. And, wait, was Since You've Been Gone not on here? No, Since You've Been Gone was on here, and so was Because of You. Don't sleep on Because of You, because that song is amazing. Man, I'm going to have to go back and listen to this. This is going to take me down memory lane for sure. Somehow, in the last 17 years, I've lost the CD, unfortunately. Or it might just be in my car or something, but that's what happens after 17 years. Sometimes you just lose things. So Kelly Clarkson, you got the lyrics in here? Oh my gosh, she has the lyrics in here. Kelly Clarkson going old school with the lyrics. What am I talking about, old school? 17 years, EJ. 17 years. Oh, I like that picture of Kelly. That's a really nice picture. I remember Kelly Clarkson winning American Idol. She was just fantastic, man. She's always made good music, in my opinion, but really like her aesthetic, so that's Kelly Clarkson, Breakaway. So that's going to be it for this episode of my ridiculously awesome CD collection. Come back next week for what will most likely be part 7. I think we're definitely over the hump here. Also, this Friday, I'm dropping a new song, March 5th, called Free Spirit. It's chill, it's a song to vibe out to, so be on the lookout for it on all streaming platforms. Thank you so much for coming by to the video. If you liked it, hit a like and subscribe to the channel if you love music just as much as I do. You all know what I always love to say. It's peace, love, I love s'mores, EJ, out.